Today we're diving into stakeholder engagement in project management. How would you define stakeholder engagement in this context?
I see it as actively involving all parties affected by the project. Clients, team members, suppliers, making sure their needs and concerns shape the project's direction. What's your take?
That's a solid view. I think it's more than just involvement. It's about building trust and continuous communication. Have you noticed how early engagement can prevent big issues later?
Absolutely. There was a project where we didn't loop in a key supplier early, and it led to delays. Engaging them upfront could have saved time and money. Do you think all stakeholders should be equally involved?
Not necessarily. Prioritizing stakeholders based on their influence and interest is crucial. Otherwise, you risk wasting time on less critical voices. How do you usually identify who to focus on?
I often map stakeholders on a power interest grid. High power, high interest get priority updates, while low interest might just get summaries. Have you tried any other methods?
I've used stakeholder personas to understand motivations better. It's like marketing, but for project engagement. Makes communication more tailored. Speaking of communication, what channels work best for you?
Depends on the stakeholder. For executive sponsors, I prefer concise reports or brief meetings. For the project team, daily stand-ups help. Face-to-face beats emails any day, don't you think?
Definitely. Tone and immediacy matter a lot. Sometimes a quick chat uncovers risks that lengthy emails miss. But how do you handle conflicting stakeholder demands?
That's tricky. I try to facilitate discussions to find common ground or trade-offs. Transparency about constraints usually helps. Ever had to say no to a stakeholder?
More times than I care to admit. Saying no diplomatically is an art. It's about explaining the why clearly without shutting down collaboration. What about measuring engagement effectiveness?
Surveys and feedback sessions work well. Also, tracking issue resolution speed can indicate how engaged stakeholders are. Do you think technology makes stakeholder engagement easier?
It helps, but it can't replace genuine relationships. Tools like collaboration platforms streamline info sharing, but empathy and listening remain key. Any memorable engagement stories you'd share?
Once, we turned a skeptical stakeholder into a project champion just by involving them in decision-making early. That shift changed the project's trajectory completely. Shows the power of engagement, right?
Perfect example. To wrap up, what's your top advice for project managers on stakeholder engagement?
Prioritize early, communicate clearly, and stay flexible. Engagement isn't a one-time task, but a continuous journey. What about you?
I'd add, listen more than you speak. Sometimes stakeholders just want to be heard. That's the foundation of trust. Maybe next time we can explore tools that aid this process.
Sounds like a plan. For now, I hope our listeners feel inspired to rethink how they involve stakeholders. After all, projects don't happen in isolation.
Exactly. Stakeholder engagement can make or break success. Thanks for the great chat.
Thank you. Looking forward to our next deep dive.